What's up, guys? Steve here. Welcome back to my channel about Turo and how to make your fleet run as smoothly as possible. So today we're going to get into a little bit as far as recalls and basically, like I said before, diversify. There's quite a bit going on right now with a bunch of different cars and there's just issues. And I'm just going to give you guys ways to get around this in the event that it happens to you. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. So before we get all into it, make sure, yada yada, everything down here. And just make sure you guys know that everything that I'm giving you guys is just helpful tips and things that we've come across between my fleet, what I'm doing currently now, past fleet, whatever has happened, and just kind of seeing what's going on with the market in general. So let's get right into it. Now, I just recently came across a video. It just simply said, don't buy these cars anymore. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. It is what it is, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this because obviously they're going to be like, hey, who are you to say blah, blah, blah? I don't care, whatever. Let me just explain something to you guys. This is why I said in the past, make sure you guys diversify. It's not a matter of if, but when a recall comes up or anything comes up on a vehicle. Now, I know that there is particular cars that have an extended amount of them or excessive amounts of it. For right now, the only thing I can say to avoid these situations is just be careful, diversify. Don't make the same mistakes that we've done in the past with other fleets and go out and buy 5 of the same brand and your make, model, all that stuff, and now you're just sitting on them because of stupid recall that you have no idea how long it's gonna take. And this recall could have happened as soon as you bought the car, and now there's an unknown fix, or it could be another recall that pops up later on in its lifetime. And once again, unknown fix, unknown time of when it's going to be fixed. Yes, there are ways to get out of them. You can try and get out of the lease. You can try and do this and that. But bottom line, it's going to be a headache. So don't go out and buy 5, 10, 15 of the same car. That's all I got to say. There are ways to get around this and ways to protect yourself. A few things to do, like I said, diversify. Don't go out and buy a whole bunch of the same cars. Along with that, make sure, once again, it's cars you can afford if they're down. And this goes for anything as far as body damages. If this car was in an accident or something happens and you are sitting on this car for a while, make sure you can afford the payment. The other ways to offset the payments is, figure out other cars that can make up for the payment. That's all there is to it. Keep it simple. Just, don't go get stuck into a bunch of these same cars. Now, the unfortunate thing is you don't know which cars are going to pop up with these recalls or when. It's just it is what it is. You run it, you take that risk, you do what you got to do, and enjoy it while it's there. And when it's not there, just hope that you saved for rainy days. That's one big thing, and I know everybody's so gung-ho about this, especially new hosts. They see that money, they see it rolling in, which I will give you guys an update of how my fleet's going to do at the end of this month. And I'm telling you, I almost got caught up in it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, this is awesome. These cars are making money. I need to go buy more cars, and deplete the count. And, it's okay. It'll rebuild. No, get that nest egg going. Make sure you got enough money saved up for rainy days, saved up for recalls, saved up for damage claims, and have to have the car down for a little bit. Make sure you guys are saving up for it. But as far as to go out there and say, hey, no, these cars aren't going to do any good, don't buy these cars. I will tell you right now, those were some of the best money makers in the previous fleets that we've had. Now, me personally, going the way I'm going, that's why you guys, if you're not paying attention, you're kind of trying to flex on me and say, yo, we got all these trips, we got this and that. Dude, I don't care. Been there, done that, bro. It's all right. There's a reason why I'm starting off this way and making it easier for the people that want to pay attention. So for you guys that are paying attention, it's awesome. Thank you for the love, and I appreciate the support. I'm glad the subscribers are going up. And like I said, this video is probably going to get me a ton of hate now because, it is what it is. People love to hate. But make sure you guys are going out there, and this is the best strategy to make sure that your fleet is sustainable through thick and thin. So that way when COVID hits, you don't have to close down, or you don't have to, let's face it, another COVID, it ain't going to affect anybody because everybody's over it. They're wanting to get out and they're wanting to travel and do all that stuff. But it did show us if something that were to pop up, how are you going to sustain? How are you going to keep your head above water? And if it's something like a recall, which that thing is going to pop up. It's not a matter of if, but when. But when it does pop up, now you're able to sustain with those cars being down. So that's kind of the risks of dealing with this kind of business and playing with somebody else's platform. So once again, we are on Turo's platform, so we got to play by their rules. And let's face it, if there's something like a recall for a seatbelt, of course you're going to want that fixed. Are you going to want to put you and your family in a car that has a safety recall? Yes, the the chances of everything working out fine for you is great. But are you really wanting to put yourself in that situation? And that's why Turo kicks these cars, so that way they're not held liable for it. And that's why they report the way they do, so that way when it comes down to it, you can't just force it and say, hey, look, we fixed it, blah, 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 and really you didn't. So that's why they go the route that they do. It's one of the joys of playing the game on their platform. But it's to keep us safe, to keep you as a host safe, to keep Turo safe, and most importantly, the renter safe. So take all that with a grain of salt. Like I said, it's all a matter of how you want to go about it. You can still go out and buy a fleet of cars. Do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what works best and what is the best way to protect yourself when it comes down to times that you have no control over what's going on. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all that stuff, yada yada. And hopefully this helps you guys out in some bit, way, or form. Something registered, clicked in here, and you guys were able to, light bulb moment and make sure that you guys are protecting yourself. And if you guys have seen anything else, make sure you drop it in the comments. If you guys want some one-on-one time or anything like that, make sure you drop it in the comments. Check the description. I will have that link below as well to book any time with me if you need to. But regardless, like I said, thanks for the love, thanks for the support, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.